There are others who are in the race because they expect to be talked to. And when we take long to talk to them, they'll get annoyed and they'll go for the race when they're very annoyed.
Let's start with RDC Geoffrey Osborne Aceng, who said, "Today I celebrate your effort. You gave many Ugandans hope that courage, wisdom, and conviction still matter. No but more. As much as we celebrate success, we must also learn to celebrate efforts." Kagota Museveni will continue to engage with you in other strategic stages. That is Osborne Aceng to Nobad Mao. But in this video, I'm looking at the dynamics of executive realignment, analyzing Uganda's ministerial shifts in a presidential system. Restructuring the executive branch is an exercise in strategic political engineering. The transition into the 2026-2031 administrative tenure highlights how executive authority is calibrated to match fresh mandates, manage regional interests, and reward performance. Ministerial movements reflect an evolving blueprint for national governance. By analyzing these transfers, we can divide the changes into three distinct executive strategies: tactical deployment to advisory sectors, horizontal reshuffling among senior cabinet peers, and upward promotions that elevate junior ministers. First, the lateral deployed to diplomatic and advisory formations. Managing cabinet transitions often relies on deploying influential veteran figures into non-executive prestigious positions. These transitions maintain systemic stability without causing friction within local constituencies. Honorable Dr. Kenneth Omona moved from Minister of State for Northern Uganda to the diplomatic service as an ambassador. Honorable Ruth Nankabirwa departed the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development to become a senior presidential advisor. Honorable Hamson Obua exited his position as government chief whip to take up a new role as a senior presidential advisor. Honorable Francis Mwebesa vacated the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives to serve as a senior presidential advisor. Honorable Evelyn Anite stepped away from finance, that's privatization and investment, to assume a senior presidential advisor role. Now, away from this, we take a look at what Odwong Richard posted. The newly appointed cabinet of Uganda. I congratulate all the newly appointed ministers by His Excellency Yoweri Museveni. Service to the nation requires maximum dedication with unquestionable humility. I wish you all success as you serve our nation, Uganda. Moving one step ahead, cabinet ministers reshuffle across strategic portfolios. Horizontal shifts among full cabinet ministers allow the executive to refresh public service delivery while retaining seasoned administrators at the highest level of national decision making. Honorable Dr. Monica Musanza transferred from science and technology to lead energy and mineral development. Honorable Jane Ruth Aceng Ochero vacated the Ministry of Health to take over ICT and national guidance. Honorable Dr. Chris Barrio Munsi undertook a direct switch with Dr. Aceng, moving from ICT to lead the Ministry of Health. Honorable Tom Butime moved from tourism to lead trade, industry and cooperatives. Major General Kainda Otafiire shifted from internal affairs to lead water, and environment. Honorable Justin Kaswile Lumumba was transferred from the office of the Prime Minister to serve as the government chief whip, replacing Hamson Obua. Now, my last category is the state ministers promoted or reshuffled. The restructuring relies on elevating performing junior ministers to inject new energy into major cabinet ministers, alongside the deployment of state ministries to different technical sectors. Starting with those promoted to full cabinet positions, Honorable Henry Musasizi elevated from Minister of State to Finance to full Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Honorable Sam Mayanja stepped up from Minister of State for Lands to assume the position of Attorney General. Honorable Balam Baru Hagara, promoted from Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs to full Minister of Local Government. Honorable Fred Belkama, elevated from Minister of State for Transport to become the full Minister of Works and Transport. So my governance takes away this wave of transfers serves as a dual purpose, promoting effective junior ministers to lead critical ministries like finance, local government and transport, ensures continuity while signaling a reward system for performance. Concurrently, exchanging portfolios between senior leaders allows the executive to break up institutional inertia, keeping the inner cabinet highly adaptable to fresh political pressures.